Sniper gets a lot of hate these days.
Wicked!
With everyone arguing about his balance, if he should be nerfed, if we should just remove him altogether. But everyone keeps talking about quickscoping and headshots. I think everybody's ignoring the main issue about Sniper's balance, the SMG. Okay, I'll be honest, I was joking. Seriously, the SMG kinda sucks.
Fuck.
But that doesn't mean we can't make some use out of it. But to do that, you gotta completely change how you play the game. And I'm gonna teach you how to do that here. But first, a little rundown of the SMG. Don't worry, I'll make it quick. The SMG is a fully automatic secondary for the sniper. Its damage ranges from 12 at point blank to 4 at max fall off. It has 25 rounds per clip, allowing for a maximum of 300 damage speed on per reload, just enough to kill a full health heavy, if he doesn't turn around in the 2.5 seconds it takes to empty the clip. It's also got a quick 1.1 second reload speed, which is really good for playing more aggressively and rushing down other players. And that bold playstyle is surprisingly effective with the SMG. Its damage per second is amazing if you can actually hit your shots. But that's sometimes out of your control, because bar the first shot, it's always going to be inaccurate. I find it very hard to consistently damage enemies, but that might just be because I'm not used to playing with full auto weapons. If you main a class like Scout or Heavy, you're going to have a much easier time with doing this. However, you'd want to be careful using the SMG. While it's great for taking on weakened enemies, it's not very effective with full health opponents. You'll want to use your rifle to deal damage, and use the SMG to finish them off. If you've hurt an enemy with your primary and they're retreating, the SMG is perfect for finishing them off quickly. It's also great for taking on spies, because you can easily track them and deal your damage quickly. But there's also the fact the sniper is just weak. He's got the joint lowest health in the game, and he isn't particularly fast to make up for it. As a sniper, you want to be avoiding fights as much as possible, and this playstyle just goes against that. So to make it more effective, you want to be the one engaging the fights, because any advantage for the enemy means that you likely won't make it out of the fight alive. As a flank sniper, you mostly want to be targeting demos, solitary engineers without their sentries, medics and other snipers. You're also a big threat to spies. Although spies a big counter for a traditionally playing sniper, the weird aggressive huntsman playstyle I use, I barely encounter spy. Still, the ability to instantly turn around and drop a spy will never get old. Well, let's talk about primaries, because even though the SMG is undoubtedly the best weapon in the game, it is secondary, and you're going to need some actual firepower to help you out. When we talk about primaries, the rifle is always going to be best. If you can hit your shots with an actual rifle, it's always going to be more efficient. This is using the SMG as it was intended, as a backup to protect you at close range. You can really use this type of playstyle with any of the side-gird sniper rifles. They're all pretty similar. Yes, this includes classic, because when you inevitably miss most of your shots from no scopes, you need some kind of protection. You can also use it as a combo, switching between no scopes and SMG fire. Switching weapons allows you to bypass the rifle's recovery time, and at close range, you can get some pretty high DPS. This really helps you going with the aggressive sniper. The huntsman also works very well as a secondary. Using the bow for sniper is really unreliable, so having a consistent source of damage by your side whenever you need it allows you to be even more aggressive with the huntsman. You can use it in combination with a full charge body shot, which deals 120 damage to easily finish off light classes, or even bigger classes with a little time and some good aiming. Little combos like this always catch your enemies off guard, because they don't expect the first shot to be followed up with anything else.
Fuck off.
Throughout the video, I've been talking about how to use the SMG from the perspective of a very laid back casual player. But I think that some of you want to know how it can be used practically, how an actual skilled sniper uses the SMG. And I found someone who can do that. Meet Nick bro. 7,650 hours in game, 2,550 in sniper alone. I can personally vouch for this guy, because he carried me the last season lander. So without further ado,
the SMG is Sniper's best backup weapon available. When you play as Sniper, things can quickly become problematic when people manage to get close to you. You could go for a quickscope headshot, but that becomes unreliable if your enemy knows how to dodge. You could go for no scopes, but your enemy will likely have already dealt way more damage than you. If only there was something that could kill people up close while still being reliable. For that, we have the SMG. It can deal a lot of damage when aimed properly, allowing you to defend yourself in a pinch. This is especially helpful against classes like scouts and soldiers who will try to rush you down, but it will also work against pretty much anything that tries to get close to you. It's also great if you like to play more aggressively as sniper. Finishing off enemies is a breeze with this thing, so if you happen to be close enough to the front line and a teammate has already wounded an opponent, then you can briefly turn yourself into a slower pre-release scout and secure the kill. The biggest drawback of the SMG though is that it is the most difficult sniper secondary. The gun's got a great rate of fire and surprisingly good accuracy, however it deals very little damage per bullet. Because of this, you gotta make sure that you hit most of your shots. Good tracking aim is essential, especially since you don't have that much spread. You want to try to position yourself so that you're close enough to deal as much damage as possible, but also far enough away so that you can still dodge incoming shots. Also, don't forget about your other weapons. An initial no-scope before switching to the SMG can give you a little head start that could make the difference. And when enemies try to get really close to you, then a melee swing will be your most reliable way to damage them. Switching things up like this will leave your enemy guessing with how they should approach you, as you've always got a strategy for any distance.
The SMG is a gun only available for sniper, but that wasn't always the case. In some early concept art for weapon ideas, you can see that along with the SMG we know for sniper, there is also a version made for medic, and a one for the scout which is an optional silencer, but the first few concepts seem to be pointing towards the SMG as a medic primary, instead of the syringe gun. The syringe gun as we know it today actually uses a lot of concepts from the SMG, and that's confirmed by the fact that in the game files, the syringe gun is actually called Super SMG. The SMG also has a side grade available, although no one ever really uses it. Yes, the cleanest Carbine is actually viable as well, just maybe not so much as stock. The Carbine is a suppressed version of a regular SMG, with a cool gimmick paired in. With this gun equipped, dealing 100 damage fills up your crikey meter, which when activated, grants you 8 seconds of mini crits, which is okay. Using a stock sniper loadout and getting mini crits is good, but it's not that good. Why would anybody use this over stock? Well, mini crits are good and all, but when you pair with another sniper melee, the Bushwhacker, it starts to get really good. The Bushwhack is a pretty basic weapon, it has no random crits, and gives you 20% damage vulnerability for what? And upside it's not even usable most of the time. Why would anybody ever... Combine the Bushwhacker with the cleanest Carbine is some of the most fun I've ever had playing sniper, and hands down one of my favourite subclasses. Combined with a Medic Uber, you can do some actual damage. Guaranteed melee crits for 8 seconds is an incredibly powerful trait, on anybody but the sniper. Most of the time, I haven't got more than 1 or 2 kills without dying instantly, but of course, you could get one of those moments. It can all be upsides, and this is why the cleaner's Carbine is barely ever used. You see, although the actual damage stat is unaffected, the two main contributors to damage, clip size and fire rate, are both nerfed down 20%. This makes sure you can use the Carbine as an actual backup. Compared to the stock SMG, it's always going to come up short. So you could try and use it aggressively instead, but that doesn't really work either. The only way this SMG can be an actual help to you is when it's used as a meme playstyle. Relying on the crikey meter isn't consistent or reliable, but when it works. Oh yeah, fun fact, the crikey meter can actually be charged by buildings, which gives you a really easy chance to farm your charge. Barely anybody knows about this, so making use of it can really put you ahead of the other snipers. So how can you, a regular TF2 player, use the SMG in game? Well, it's all about using the gun to complement your regular playstyle. The SMG can be used as a standalone weapon, but it's never going to be effective. You want to be pairing it up with your primary as a combo or backup. If you feel more comfortable playing Huntsman Sniper, then use the SMG as a follow-up to do max damage. Or if you prefer to play Rifle Sniper, use the SMG to protect you from flanking classes, or to buy yourself some more time to get away. Always remember the fact that you are a sniper after all. Basically every class is going to be able to overpower you in close range combat. I mean, come on, even the medic can outshine you. He's got the Ubers on, that thing crits like 90% of the time. Well, that's all I got to say about stock SMG. As always, if you got anything to add, be sure to comment below. I don't expect to be doing many more of these weapon review style videos, but if this one gets well received, I got a couple more ideas I can follow it up with. Sorry for the gap between videos, I'll be back full YouTube mode by mid-June maybe. So for now, good luck.